Welcome to the Exceptionally Irresistible Show, featuring conversations with people who have demonstrated exceptional success in their lives and who have some irresistible qualities worth learning from. Come learn how others have created an exceptionally irresistible life. You too can live an extraordinary life, both personally and professionally. So sit back, relax, grab your favorite beverage, and enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Exceptionally Irresistible Show, where we are highlighting exceptionally irresistible individuals that have stories to share with us on some incredible lessons that we could take away and learn from to highlight how we are exceptionally irresistible as well, and what are lessons that we could take to elevate our business and elevate our life to another level. This is what we're all about here. We are sharing these incredible stories with you that you could take inspiration from. Today, we have an incredible guest, one of my favorite people of all time, Gracie Ruth Melendez. She's one of the most amazing people you're ever going to meet. She's an expert when it comes into LinkedIn. She's an expert when it comes to meeting new people. I met her at a LinkedIn local, face to face in Los Angeles, right before the COVID-19 pandemic, and we've been in touch ever since. And our relationship has been growing ever since. We share clients. We share. We send over to each other referrals all the time. We collaborate with one another, and it's really important that you could see how such a relationship can grow from just a human connection. And that's going to be our conversation today with Gracie. I'm not going to hold you up any longer. I want to share with you who this incredible person is. Gracie, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jeremy. Thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here in your show.
Absolutely. The honor is all mine. To have you say yes to come onto the show is always a pleasure. It's always an honest, like it's incredible. And it's so exciting to share, your story and who you are with the world, because it really, really, there's so much to learn from you. So I'm really excited to highlight this.
Thank you.
So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Gracie, you are standing at the top of a rooftop somewhere. You're yelling out a message, you're yelling out something, people are listening. What is that message that you want everybody to hear?
I want them to know that to build meaningful connections, not
Mm,
just connect with people, not just collect followers. Build
mm,
actual relationships, because
yeah.
not that you're gonna take advantage of them or vice versa, but
Mhm,
in the long run, these meaningful connections could introduce you to your ideal client, to a
yeah.
CEO, to opportunities, and also have great relationships. Because business is not just about making money, it's building
Mm,
relationships.
yeah.
So
And
that's
I
my
really love
message.
I love that. I love that so much. And it's so important to highlight this because I remember a story that you shared with me, and I'm always going to let you share the story. But you shared with me the story of how you met somebody a little while back, and then one thing led to another, and she didn't have the position that she had at the time, but she eventually got a pretty relatively high position, and she tapped your shoulder because it's a person you connected with. Do you know who I'm
Right.
talking about, or should I remind you?
Yes, yes, I
So
know.
tell us about that story. It's such a remarkable story.
We met years ago at a local chamber of commerce, just like you meet anyone at the local chamber of commerce. We
Mhm.
talked about the topic that was being discussed at the local uh, chamber breakfast,
Mhm.
and we exchanged information, contact information, and we follow each other on, LinkedIn, Instagram, and other platforms, and that was it. So the more we kept seeing each other at events, not just the Chamber of Commerce, but also like, Facebook groups and other groups and Instagram, and you see them all around. So we connected, we keep in touch, and then at the time she was a member of a local club here in Los Angeles, but it's not a club, a dancing club. It's a club where you meet
Yeah,
people
yeah.
in business, you network, they used to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and
Wow.
people would come in. It was very nice. Unfortunately, the place
Mhm.
got on fire last year, but
Oh.
it's closed. But so little by little, our connection, our first meeting became a relationship, became a
Mm.
friendship, and not just a friendship that you're like, yeah, like your neighbors. Hi, Susie. It became we a meaningful connection.
Mhm.
She tells me, hey, there's something, an event going on here. Oh, okay, I'll go, or vice versa. I invite her
Yeah.
to events or other events from other groups. So, and I never thought of, I wonder what she's gonna offer me, or I wonder what can I get from her. It was just a nice, meaningful connection, someone to know,
Mm.
someone that you can call a friend.
Sure.
And then time goes by, years go by, and she says to me, hey, how's business? Oh, it's going well. Everything's going well. So how are you? Oh, it's going well too. And then she says, I got an opportunity with, I recently got hired with the city of Los Angeles. I got an opportunity. I'm one of the main people of this organization. And
Wow.
oh, wonderful, great, good for you. I'm happy for you. And then
Sure.
she says, we're looking for a social media um, person that can give presentations. And I was, oh, okay, that's good. But I didn't think, sign me up, sign me up. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, wonderful, great, good for you that you're looking for. And they were looking for other people to hire. But and when she approached me, she just a social media person.
Mm.
Okay, good. And then she said, would you be interested in doing webinars for us? And I'm like,
Wow.
oh, well, okay. So the light bulb, oh, you were talking about me. And that became because we built a relationship from
Yeah.
day one.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an overnight success. It took time.
Yeah.
It took
Sure.
conversations. It took get to know each other. It took
Mhm.
building the trust, the know, like, and trust factors, which are very important online and offline, so
Yeah.
that they can invite you to events, or invite you to opportunities, or introduce you to other people.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
she handed me a contract, and
Wow.
I was like, oh, I can't believe this. And so we signed a contract, and I've been doing webinars for them for we started late
Wow.
2022, and I did
Oh.
webinars in 2023 the whole year, and this
Wow.
year we're starting again. And it's a wonderful experience, not just for me, but
Mm.
it's also I'm sharing my knowledge with
Yeah.
people who are new in the online business, people I'm enriching them, and I'm also learning from them. The
Yeah.
other day, last Friday, they had a in-person event, and I said, okay, let's go check it out. And I was talking to one of the attendees, and I asked, so what is your business? What do you do? How long have you been in business? So they just started about 2 months ago, and I said, oh, wonderful, wow. And what is your business? So they sell. I don't know how to call their business. I forgot the name of their business, but they sell plants and trees
Oh, wow.
and all kinds of outdoor plants. And I said, oh, wonderful. So do you have fruit trees? And they
Mm.
say, yes, we have, oranges,
Yeah.
peaches. And I said, do you have a lemon tree? Because my mother and I have been looking for a lemon tree. And they said, yes, yes, we do. Oh, really? And so I'm asking, how big are the trees? Because I wonder if it fits in my car, or do I need to get a truck, or, how big is
Mhm.
this tree? And she gave me the dimensions, and I said, okay, it will fit in my car. So see, one thing led to
But yeah,
another.
one thing leads to another. Yeah. And
Right.
and
So
here's what I love. I'm sorry, Gracie. One thing I love about the story is that why, why it's important to share this kind of thing is that you literally planted a small little seed, talking about trees. You planted a small little seed at one networking event, not knowing where it's going to go to. One thing leads to another. This woman gets an opportunity. The first shoulder she gets to tap on is on a friend's shoulder, which is typical because, well, I know somebody who does this. Why else would I? Why should I go all through all the trouble of going to look for somebody else now when I already know the person who does this and I know who has value to bring? And now, one thing leads to another. You're transforming somebody's life who is building, like a tree and a plant business, and that is remarkable. That's really exceptionally irresistible in the sense that you began with a true and genuine relationship. That's really what you did, and there's the ripple effect.
Right. And I'm also learning from the from the students. I'm learning about
Sure.
their starting, how they started their business. It's not just,
Yeah.
what I've learned is that they're people just like I am. They
Mhm.
have learning struggles just like everybody else, and
Sure.
together we empower each other and we learn together, from different points, because each one of us has a different learning.
Sure.
um, some of a new person who is starting a business, they have their own needs, and I have my own different needs, but we're learning from each other, we're empowering each other, and we're
Yeah.
empowering the community, and
Mhm.
mostly women, which is
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah. So I'm asking you, what led you to becoming, the LinkedIn lady, the lady who forms these incredible relationships, who builds these nourishing and nurturing relationships. How did you, like what led you here? What, like, did you wake up one morning and said, what, I want to be all about transforming people, and like what happened?
No, it wasn't an overnight light bulb that turned on. No, for many years I worked in the real estate business,
Mm,
and real estate is a people business where you
sure.
connect with people, you meet, you ask them, oh, do you have a home? Okay, what kind of home is your dream? Okay, I'll go find your dream home.
Mhm.
And for years that was a great business for me. I was happy, I was fulfilled, but then I reached a point 20 years later, I reached a point that I was no longer happy doing that. And
Mm,
I wanted to be in a line of business that, um, I helped others, and I feel good about helping and empowering them. And at the
mm,
same time, when they are empowered, when they learn something, I feel gratified. I feel happy. I
mm,
feel fulfilled.
sure.
So I took several classes to figure out what I wanted to do.
Wow.
And then I came up with social media manager. And so I went to school to learn that, because
Mm,
it's funny how when I started learning about Facebook, and Facebook used to put me on Facebook jail. And I thought, well, there must be a back door that everybody knows, and they keep locking me out. And I don't know about it,
oh,
but I didn't know how to use it effectively or the correct way. So after taking, the full course of social media management,
mm,
then I was doing everything for my clients: LinkedIn,
wow.
social, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything that they wanted. But then in
Mm,
2018, I started in 2015. In
wow.
2018, I decided that I wanted to specialize in just one platform, so I
Mm,
can bring all my knowledge, all my um, knowledge and skills and strategies into one platform instead of jumping, you know. And
sure.
so a friend of mine and I started journaling. She became
Wow.
my accountability partner. We started journaling, and it was a 21-day journaling. And towards the 21 days, I heard a voice, but not like a voice like you and me, a
Yeah,
voice
yeah,
that told me, focus on LinkedIn. And I
sure.
thought, oh, wow, wonderful.
Mm,
Uh, so you just need to connect with higher source, with God, so
yeah,
He can
sure.
lead you. And sure enough, it has been the best
Wow.
decision ever, because I have met wonderful people, have built meaningful connections, and I feel fulfilled when they learn something, when they gain new clients, when they grow their network. I see them like, like when you have your little children growing
Yeah.
and achieving
Yeah.
something, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, and the passion really comes out from how you're sharing the story. Like I'm sure anybody who's watching this, who's listening to this, can feel the level of passion that you have, that is really coming out of, and I could even just talk for myself, working with you on my LinkedIn, and learning from you so much. Um, you really care. You're somebody who really, really comes, and you really listen, you pay attention, and you help with a strategy, and you all the stuff that you do so well. Clearly, you do it with a lot of passion, and that's clear from how you just shared the story. And I'm just wondering, like you were saying, like in the real estate, that you didn't find the fulfillment, but you're finding this fulfillment in the LinkedIn stuff that you're doing now.
Oh
Um,
yes.
what
I
was what was that transition? What is that fulfillment look like? Why is this so special to you now versus in the real estate? I'm just curious
Well,
if
in
you could.
real estate, it was uh, holding the hand of my client into escrow and landing on their landing,
Yeah, yeah.
in their dream home. So that
Mm,
was fulfilled back then. But
mm-hmm,
now my fulfillment or my joy comes from, when I see a client lost. Well,
mm-hmm,
I post content, nobody sees me, or I put a like and nobody sees my profile, or I don't know what to do, or some people say, well, LinkedIn is like another full-time job. No, no, no.
mm,
So I hold their hand and I walk with them all through the learn. It's like a tour guide. I hold their hand and I walk them through and I show them, this is how you grow a network. This is how you
mm,
uh, network on LinkedIn, and this is how you share value without being pushy and saying, "Look, I need to sell X, Y, and Z product like yesterday. Buy it now."
yeah,
So I show them how to build meaningful connections and how
mm,
to navigate this effectively, and also how to create content that resonates with their ideal clients.
right.
So that along helping them, guiding them, and seeing them reach the goal of
Mm,
finally knowing how to navigate LinkedIn and networking and building their network and build. All this is a
mhm,
full circle of um, they reach their goal, and I
right.
feel happy that they reach. And then I go
Yeah.
on and do the same
Yeah.
for new clients.
Mhm. So what I'm hearing you're sharing is that in the real estate you felt that it ends by escrow. By like the moment they land in their home, yeah, they're getting their dream home, and yeah, they're getting, and you did all the work effectively, and that's great. But where you feel the deeper connection is in that LinkedIn, and that because you're helping them also kind of extend that into their own relationships. They're building relationships through their posts and through their comments and through their DMs and all the stuff. All so there's a more kind of like a longer lasting, more ripple effect is what I'm hearing is more fulfilling to
Yes,
you. Is that
yes,
wow?
yes.
No, that's beautiful. That's really that's what I like to call legacy right there. You're creating, this longer lasting beyond you kind of impact. That's really exceptionally irresistible. Is what the show is
Good.
all about. So,
Yeah.
let me ask you, like a final question before as we're wrapping up here. Um, do you find, and I see this a lot, but I'm saying, do you find that some people resonate with your message, resonate with what you do, and some people don't? Like, who are the typical people who actually resonate with what you're
Okay.
sharing about?
This is when you decide who your ideal client is. It's not just people, because
Right.
sure there's millions of people out there, but not everybody is your ideal client. So whoever is not your ideal client is not going to resonate with your content, is not going
Mm,
to engage with your content. So that's when I figure out who's my ideal client. So whenever I write something, whenever I post something, is it has the intention to speak to them. So my
mm,
ideal client is men and women who are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, who have a service-based business, and they've
Mm,
been in business for 5 plus 10 years, but they need the guidance of,
mm,
they have a solid business, but they
right.
need the guidance of um, how to navigate LinkedIn, because for some crazy reason, people get intimidated with LinkedIn.
Sure.
So I help them to change their mindset about being intimidated with LinkedIn. I
Mm,
empower them so they, and by empowering them is um, having their profile optimized, and make it
mm,
like a landing page. It's not like a
mm,
resume.
sure. Yeah.
Effectively done X, Y, and Z for the past 20 years, like a old fashioned real
Sure.
resumes. No, no, this is where you speak to your ideal client. And it's
Mm,
a landing page, so you don't have all the other bells and whistles distracting your ideal client. So you
sure.
speak directly to them, and so yeah, whoever connects with me resonates with my content, and that's because
Sure.
they're my ideal clients.
Mm. So what I'm hearing is that, by getting the clarity of
Yeah,
knowing who you could really, who's going to be who's going to be the ones who are benefiting from the value that you have to offer, and how could you best impact that person, so you getting that clarity, who's going to be most impacted by the value that you're bringing, that ideally is who you're talking to in, through your post, through your whatever it is. And when people resonate, they want to keep connected with you, they want to be in touch with you, and then go figure, maybe they become a Los Angeles city official and they want to hire you, like
yeah,
it
yeah.
makes perfect sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
I love it.
right.
I love
And
it.
like I said earlier, seeing them reach a goal, seeing them, uh, uh, get new clients, advance in their careers and their businesses is just so rewarding for me.
I love it. I love it. So talking about what is rewarding to you and what is, what feeds you, where do you draw inspiration from? Obviously, you're drawing inspiration from all the people that you're helping and their success stories, but is there anything that feeds you on a deeper level, that you wake up in the morning and that's your energy source, if you will? Where are you drawing inspiration from?
Uh, well, I'm a Christian person, so I pray. I pray to God for guidance, and I also meditate, and I'm
Mm,
also very observant. So I go on LinkedIn and I search for people who fit
mm,
the characteristics of my ideal client, and
mm.
I engage with them. I Without
Wow,
being pushy, I engage
sure,
with
sure.
them to bring value and bring the
Wow,
relationship, and that eventually turns into an inspiration also to write content. um, it's funny, but I go driving and I get all these ideas. They just come to mind. I have my phone and I just record, okay, an idea
oh wow,
and such.
that's
And
brilliant.
yeah, so pretty soon, I have a collection of ideas, and then I develop them into content.
I love it. I love it. That right there is really inspirational. I mean, like, I know what you're saying when you're driving, and then all of a sudden you have like a aha moment, and just to be able to grab that phone and be able, I hope, well, obviously we do it safely,
Yeah,
but it's incredible. It's that, and really, it's the success stories of other people, and from drawing from your faith, that is very, very inspirational, and that's absolutely incredible. And hey, that's why you're here on the show, and I hope so many people got so many tidbits, and they learned so much from you, as I learned so much from you.
thank
That's what it's all about. And once again, thank you so much for showing up, for being here on the show, and for bringing so much value to our audience members, to the listeners, to the viewers. Thank you so much, Gracie. We really, really
you.
appreciate you.
I am grateful to you for your friendship, for your trust, and for having me here on your show. So grateful. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you again. And this really wraps up another episode of the Exceptionally Irresistible Show. It's, remember that you are exceptionally irresistible. You have the power, just like Gracie, just like all the other guests. these are great stories. These are amazing. They're incredible people. But really, it's about you. It's about what have you drawn from this message from right here. How are you going to make this your own? And how are you going to bring out your light? And you never know. Maybe somebody's become a city official and hire you. I mean, right?
Yeah.
You never know where these relationships will lead. And here's a great example of that. I hope you found value in this. And we'll see you all again next week. See you soon. Thanks again. Bye bye. That's it for this week's episode of the Exceptionally Irresistible Show. What has inspired you to take action in your life? Take action now. Take the first step, share it with a friend, or write it in a journal. Subscribe and share this episode, and remember, you too are exceptionally irresistible.